Alright, so I'm going to start a series of in-depth coverage of my carrier excursion here. I'm going to be playing the Sino-Russian War. It's 1982. And a couple of the things that I'm interpreting here, the two green carriers are going to apply to the two green here on the skill level. And so this is a difficult scenario. I don't know if I'm ready for this. I think I've finally got a handle of most of the rules, like 95% of the rules. And so I'd like to just go step by step of how I'm putting together the game instead of just saying, okay, here's my stuff, here's what happened, and that's it. Try to go into as much of the thought process as possible. So starting off, I'm going to pick my two green carriers. And as far as I understand, there's no reason why I can't pay 4 of these SO points to upgrade them. So they're two green, and I'm going to use 8 points to upgrade both of them to average. And so I'm picking the Carl Vinson and the Nimitz because, first of all, you have two carriers, the Lincoln and the Roosevelt, that are 1989, 1986, so they're no good. And then the other ones are 36 points, 32 points. You know, they're not as big carriers as the Nimitz, Enterprise, and Carl Vinson, so they're out. And the Enterprise I didn't take, even though cool name, Star Trek fan, but they do have less repair value, even though they're close to the Nimitz. Carl Vinson is definitely my #1 carrier, and I'll tell you why in a second. But the difference between Enterprise and Nimitz is very slight. It really comes down to that repair value and whether or not you want noise management or missile defense, whatever. But the Enterprise is out, leaving only the Nimitz and the Carl Vinson. Now, the Carl Vinson is #1 because it is pretty much an equal match for the Nimitz. The repair is the only thing that is a little bit less, but it takes less to promote it, and that's the key. I want to be able to promote this guy as quickly as possible. So then I look at my leaders, and I'm going to use a skilled and an average, and then also promote them as much as possible. So the skilled will go to veteran, and the average will go to skilled. And I picked Cloyd and McLean. And the reason why I picked them, Cloyd is my main guy. He's going to go on the Carl Vinson, and he's going to have a fast cap launch, and he gets +1 launch. So I've got 4 squads I'm going to start out with, and 3 of them can launch per turn. But with Cloyd, I get 4. All 4 of my squadrons can launch, so I don't have to make any decisions there. Also, he gets fast cap, and so because of that, I'm going to put Air Wing 8, Carrier Air Wing 8, which has a +2 to the F-14 air attack. So put these guys together with the fast cap. That way I just take 1 of these F-14s, let them go on strikes, and if I need them for a cap, I've got the fast cap with Cloyd to send them up if I need them. So I don't need to spend an extra stress. So that's definitely important. He's got a cool of 1. So that'll help him stay on whatever ship I need to use. And McLean is my backup. He's got ground strike +1, EA attack +1. So if I got a mission that I know is going to be a tough ground attack, I'll send him. But Cloyd's going to be my main guy, and he should be able to withstand. Now on the Nimitz, I'm going to bring Carrier Air Group 13. And the reason I like them is because they're pretty simple, F-18 focused. Just get F-18s and early warning, maybe electronic, or get an attack early warning, and an F-15, and just load up with F-18s when I can, and that'll be versatile. But I'm going to be focusing mostly on the Carl Vinson and 8, where I've got the really good F-14s. Everything's pretty cheap here, and so I'll get an F-14, A6, early warning, and then probably an anti-submarine just to round out that crew, just to make sure that they can defend themselves. I'm probably going to take an incomplete air wing in the very beginning because I expect the Carl Vinson to do the most of the action. So whatever points are left over, I'll put on the air wing here, but it's probably going to be incomplete. Okay, so that's the start. That's how I'm going to start. These are my carriers. These are my planes. And then I'm going to calculate my air group here, and then I'll leave this as empty, this carrier, but then I'm going to pick my other ships and then see how many planes I can throw on here as a backup. So my next video will be about the escort ships that are going to go with these carriers. Okay, so here are my escort ships. I took a Ticonderoga class. This one's more ship-based. The others were more anti-air, and I don't need anti-air with my fighters. I took a Spruance class destroyer, focused more on the subs, and then I've got the two Oliver Hazard Perry frigates, and the reason why I like them is because they've got very good detection numbers. Obviously, Ticonderoga has the best sensors, but it's nice to have some help on detecting, because detecting is so important in this game. At least I feel I focus more on the detection. Better detectors I have, the better I have a chance at winning the battle. So I want to detect them as soon as possible. Took two newbies as my Oliver Hazard Perry frigates, and then since I interpret that these two green carriers count as these two greens here, I'm able to then move into the extra average, and so these two ships become average. Hope I interpreted that right. But those are my only four ships that I'll be escorting with. The Tycho has a cool of 1. The Rents already has a cool of 1, so that's another reason why I got these guys. And also the Rents is 2 to promote, so chances are he's going to get promoted very quickly. And so I place a lot of emphasis on being promoted quickly in this game. And even though it's not as quickly as I thought when I first started playing it, I still want to focus on that. So these are the ships that I want. And a quick word on ordnance. Great thing about this game, I think, is that you don't have a lot of ordnance. Oh, I didn't get a helicopter for him. I'm going to have to buy a helicopter with the regular SO points. But generally speaking, in this game you have Mark 46 ASROCs, which are long range, range 2 or 3, or the Mark 46 torpedo, which is range of 2. And then you have the RGM 84s for the anti-ship missiles, and they have a search of 7, range of 4, so they're good medium range missiles. They're the standard missile that you're going to put on a ship. And then you have the RG 109s, which is only available on the Spruance and the Bunker Hill. So that's why I took those, because those are the very long range missiles. I believe these are Tomahawks, and they can go range of 6, and they're very good at killing ships. So wanted to make sure that I got them on there, and I can also put T-LAMs on these two ships. So these two ships are very important to make sure I'm versatile. But the reason why I brought this up is because that's all the kind of ordnance that you need. Of course, you've got sonar buoys for your helicopters, but really the ordnance is very simple for Spruance Leader until you get into the Allies. The Allies have different ordnance, but for the Americans, it's pretty standardized, very easy to plan, and that's one thing that I like about this. All right, so let me go ahead and set up the first mission, and I'm going to be using sensor performance cards. So this is the first time I'm using it outside of the sub-game. Sub-game helped teach me that, so this is going to be another element to this game. So let me set up mission number 1. Alright, so as usual, I picked another wolf pack. It's way down here, so I'm going to have to go through 2 zones. And I have loaded up, I bought 2 Hornet squadrons for my backup carrier, just in case. I wanted to get some of that out of the way. Well, I thought this might be a fairly easy one, even though I could be messing with a lot of enemy task force, I don't know. So I've got 4 enemy task force. I got A, B, C, and B. So we'll go with A and see where he goes. 8. So that is right in my way. Next one is 1. That is out of my way. That's good. 6. Right in my face. And then 5. Also right in my face. Alright, so we've got enemy wolf pack at the end of this. I've got 3 in the way. I also bought, for the Tycho, I've got 6 RGM missiles. For the Spruance, I've got 4 RGM missiles, 6 ASROCs, and 4 torpedoes. And then I got 84s on my frigates here, 2 of each. 4 sonar buoys and 2 torpedoes, and I bought a helicopter as well. So I'm buying a lot of equipment, not a lot of ordnance, hoping that my carrier will carry me through this as much as possible. One downfall about this game is that I know that the first encounter is going to be submarines, so I was able to focus knowing, okay, submarines, so I knew the first and the last thing were going to be submarines, so I loaded up on torpedoes. But there's 2 other things out there. Who knows what they'll be? And so let's get started on the game here. All right, so don't get a chance to move, and I've got the first task force to deal with. It is submarines. And so what I'm going to do is launch my Viking from my carrier, and that's going to give me a stress on the carrier. And so I need, it's 2 to 6 hit points. So that's going to be very difficult for me to blow up. Do I need to detect it? I don't know. But I get 2 dice rolls. I need to get 6. There's no way I can kill it, but I can get it to low. So I might as well just roll for it, because, I mean, I risk getting a high. Well, it's +2. All right, I'll just send the Vikings and see what they do. So I need a 5 or an 8. First one is a miss, and second one's a 10, so I do 2 damage, so it goes down to a low. So this is going to be a low attack here, and that means 2 submarines instead of 3. So not a great start to my battle. So I'll start with 2 enemy submarines here. Okay, I do have a star, so I can't bypass it. I've got the Bunker Hill and the Rents in screening force, because they're the ones with the cool. Reuben James and Fletcher are in the main force, and the Carl Vinson is in the protected force. So these guys are fast patrol. They're going to have sub movement +3 and detect -2. So that is not good. And so I got to destroy 2 subs, and then I get 4 SOs added onto that. So let's get this rolling here. So the sub 2, that's at a range of 3, and then 4 goes here, this guy. 9, which is a 5, and then 4 goes right there. So that's how we're going to start it. We've got an event card. Engine trouble. Screening force 2 has some engine. Go to the protected. Hate this, but I'm glad it's out of the way. And then we've got sensor performance. Surface detection -1. It's raining, but we're going against subs, so that's not too bad. So we've got this thing right here. So the range modifiers is pretty good up close. Let's see, range of 5, so he's going to get a -2 instead of -1 detection. But he's already at a +1 detection, so that's good. Oh, roll to see if these guys are deep or not. So this guy right here, 3, he's shallow, and this guy is shallow. So they're both above the layer, so that makes it a lot easier. Although I do have towed arrays on my big ships and on my Reuben James, which is still in action, but they're above the layer anyway. All right, so we'll set that up. The event card is out of the way, and we'll come back with the beginning of our first battle. We start off with the fast, which is the Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill can only detect, so 4, 6, 9. This is a +1. Noise management 2, so it's a -1 on the roll. 3, so that's no good. My commander has a fast. I'm going to save it and let them go. All right, so this one right here, 10, range 2 and ping. So they're going to ping. And this guy, 6, is going to be range 1. All right, so this guy is going after me. Detect 5, 6, or 5, 7. Gets a +2 bonus. Let's see, he's going to go after 7. So that's the rinse. 7. And so that's a 9, so it's a detect 2, so he's going to shoot if he's somebody. Let's see. Good chance that he's an enemy, because 1 is neutral and 10 is nothing. And so that's an enemy, and it is a alpha. Great. So the alpha shows up right here. It's a star. Put it right there. And he gets, since it's detect 2, he gets to shoot. So torpedo is a 7, shooting at the rents. No torpedo defense. So it's a straight up 7 +2, so he needs a 5 to hit. And he gets a 10. So we take a damage. Torpedo sub attack -2 repairable. All right. So that wasn't good. All right, so now we go to the slow, which leaves us with the Reuben James. Reuben James has a -1 on the sub. He's got a noise management of 0, and it's +1 to detect. So that wipes out the -1 here, so it's a straight up roll. 10. So that is a detect of 3. Okay, that's good news. All right, so Reuben James is used up, did what he was supposed to do, and so now the Fletcher is just going to fire 2 torpedoes at him. So they're normally 7. He has a sub +1, torpedo defense of 1, so they cancel. Range modifier 2, because we use the range for shooting here, detection here. So I get a +2, and it's a 7 on the first torpedo. All right, so that's a miss. So now I get a +3 on the next one. You gotta be kidding, I missed on both. Use one of my commander actions, fire the other 2 torpedoes. Oh, and I had a +3. Wait a second. So that was a 3, 6, 7. No. Just fire this one. that's a hit. So that's 1 damage. And then the other one, 6, that's another hit. So this sub is dead. Probably didn't need to use as many torpedoes as that, but, and I forgot about the, I keep forgetting about a lot of these modifications. All right, so now I've got another slow action. So I'm going to take my helicopter, and I forgot to get the in here. Wait, yes, pitch right here. So I'm going to launch the helicopter. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's there. Okay. So now that's the end of my turn. And so we start the next turn. Bunker Hill's going to try to detect him. So it's a 0 modification, -2. No, so it's -2 total, and that's going to miss. All right, so let's let the sub go, see what he does. 3, and that is a patrol. And now it's my turn. I'll use pitch to go here. And so he gets a mad detection, and that is a hit. So this gets detected at level 1. Oh, 1 to 4 chance for neutral. And it's not neutral. It is an enemy. And it turns out to be an Echo class sub. And that's not a star. All right, so use 1. He's going to dip his sonar with a second action. Try to get a better detection on him. 4. So it stays at 1. So let's go ahead and get that detect 1 there. And then he's going to drop his torpedoes with a third action. And so that leaves me without any torpedoes whatsoever. I've got these ASROCs here, but that's it. All right, so shooting the 2 torpedoes, 6 + 2, 0. So that is a hit. And so this sub is now sunk. So the Fletcher will get a bonus for the star for killing that. So let's do this experience. We'll go 1 to the Fletcher. And then for stress, this gets taken off because they didn't do anything. So, and then Bunker Hill normally gets 2, but since he's got a cool of 1, Bunker Hill then gets 1 stress. Fletcher will get 1. Rents, which went to the back, gets 0. And the Reuben James gets 2. And the Sea King gets 2. All right, so that's the end of the first encounter. Let's see what happens on the second encounter. This is another submarine. Again, I can't kill it. I do get 4 SOs for those subs. So that's gone. All right, so submarines, not good. Out of torpedoes, regular torpedoes that is. All right, so I will give I'll try to make it low by using the Viking. Gave myself stress, and so we've got 5, 8 twice. So that's a 2-hitter and a 0-hitter. So since I got 2 hits, it becomes low, and low is 1 solitary submarine. Holding line, no sub movement, no pinging. Okay, that's interesting. So give 1 stress to the Carl Vinson. Bring the rents back up here. Even though it's got sub attack 2, do I get to try to repair it? It didn't matter. All right, so 1 sub. So we take these guys, put it back in here, and we'll see what the 1 sub is. And it is not a star, so I'm skipping this and getting rid of that. All right, so these are gone. So now I move into this territory. I got this guy right here, and this time it's a surface encounter, and it's got air defense of 2, hit points of 3 and 5, 3 victory points. Okay. Okay, now as far as I know, those 2 strikes, they get the Carl Vinson gets experience points, and so since they have 2 less to promote and it's only 4, he goes to skilled status, and that is really good. So, and then I get a stress for this launch. So this goes to skill 4. All right. And as far as I know, he gets stressed this whole time too. You see, they got cool 1, so wouldn't it take it back? Well, we'll do it afterwards. All right, so let's do our strike. So it is hit points of 5, air defense of -2. So I'm going to send Hawkeye, Intruder, and if I'm not mistaken, the Viking can go in too and attack. Right? Let me double check up on that. Okay, still a little confused about some of these experience and stress rules, but I noticed that this is not going to be a good chance of not killing it or being low. So I'm just going to straight out roll for it. I get a +2 on the roll. 1 + 2 is 3, so it's none. Oof, that was close. That could have been bad. That was a really good roll. So this is gone now. So now we move to the mission location. And, well, we'll see what kind of subs we got going on here. So we got 4 subs. 1, 2, 3, 4. This goes away. And what are we going to get? Oh, thunderstorms. No aircraft. That's not good. And they're all going to be shallow. So let's see how they range out. So that's 4, 10, and this guy, 7, and 5, next guy, 9, and 1, 9, and 4. All right, so let's see. So this guy is already within detection range. So I can't use aircraft. I'm guessing that means I can't use this guy either. All this stuff is useless. I'm just going to get out of the way so it doesn't get confusing. Okay, so I've got 6 ASROCs against 4 subs. So let's use our fast commander action to move everybody closer. And then we'll use the rents -1 noise management, so -3 on the roll. So that's a total of 7, so it's detect at 1. Let's see what this is. Come on, nothing. Nothing, excellent. Goes right back in. All right, so now the Bunker Hill. Oh, and I also get a +1, don't forget that. +1, -1, so that cancels. So Bunker Hill's on a 4-6-9 on this guy right here, 4-6-9, 10. So that is a detect of 3, and let's see what he is. 4, that's an enemy. So enemy sub 1. And he is a star, Victor. So Victor's here. Let's see, sub 1. And he is detected at a 3. And that's all my actions. So let's move the Victor. 7, that should be range 1. And then this guy right here, 9. That's a flanker range there. And then a 1. Patrol, I don't know if he's SSK, so we won't snorkel him. All right, so this guy can now try to detect. Let's do the Victor first. The Victor has 4, 6 detection, no modifiers. He's going to go after Task Force 4. That's a Fletcher. No. Fletcher has noise modifier of 1. This is not good. All right, so this is a -1. Yes, 0. So nothing for you, and you'll like it. This guy right here, 5. He's going after. I gotta put this back in. He's going after 1. He's going after the Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill has no noise modifier, so he detects him at a level 1. And let's see what he is. Come on, 8 to 10. Nope, he's an enemy sub. And that is a Charlie 2 class. So he's out. And that's 2. All right. And then he does nothing. All right, so now it's my turn. Fletcher. So I've got to hit them. So I got a sub +1, torpedo defense, so that's going to be a -1. I already moved them in closer. So if I shoot with this, that's 8s. Oh, and this. So that'd be 5s, and then a 4. Okay, I think I can take them. So let's shoot 2 of these at the Victor. Well, I've got that nice +3 there. So +3, that'll be a +1. Wait a second. So +1, +2. Okay, so I need a 5 for this. Come on, baby. Got him. All right, so that's 1 hit. And then a 4 on this guy. Got him. So he's toast, and I got the star for the Fletcher. So that's ouch. All right, running out of ammunition here. Let's see. So that's the Fletcher. I've got the Reuben James. Okay, so he's got a sub -1. And both of these have noise modifier of 1. So that's -2, -3 on the roll. Oh, yes, -3. So that's a 5, which is a detect at level 1. So that's good. Detect at level 1. Let's see what he is. Come on, baby. Oh, that's a nothing. Big old nothing burger. All right, I might be able to win this. All right, but he's going to shoot at the Bunker Hill, which is not good because the Bunker Hill has no torpedo defense. So now we go to fast. And, oh, but he can't shoot until he gets to range 2. All right, so Bunker Hill's going to try to up this. This goes down to 0. It's going to try to up it. -1, -2. -2 on the roll. 4, that's a miss. Oh wait, that was a 4. Okay. The rinse, -1, -2, -3, +1, so -2. No, that didn't work. And I'll go for the Bunker Hill again. So it's +1, so it's -1, and that's an 8, which gives me a detect of 2, so that's good. All right, and I use my commander. All right, so now they go. And let's see, 5. 5 is a range 1. Oh, wait. So he's not in range to shoot just yet. So he's gonna, I guess he'll try to detect better. Is that what it'll do? And that didn't help him. All right, so now it's for my slows. I've got him at +2. Range, oh, that's just for, so it's 0 for shooting. +1, so I got a +3, -1, so it's a +2 for the Reuben James. He gets 2 volleys right here. So +2, that's a hit. And now +3. 4 is a mess. Oh man. All right, but at least he's got a missile defense of -1 now. Man. Well, I'm just gonna have to take the shot, forego the +1. All right, so his missile or his torpedo defense is now 0. So I get a +1, +3, +3 on the first one. Got him. So he's toast, and I win the 6 victory points, and activity goes down 1. And that is the end of Enemy Wolfpack. Mission is complete. Let me check my stuff here. So again, I'm interpreting this a certain way. Everybody gets 1 experience for participating and 1 experience for the victory. So he's going to get 2. Carl Vinson's going to get 2, which is going to be another promotion. Bunker Hill's going to get 2. Let's see. Fletcher's going to get 2, which brings it up to a 3. Rents is going to get 2, and Reuben James is going to get 2. So the Rents is going to go, well, let's see if he can repair. Nope. He's going to go from a new to a green. So we could see here that the noob, he was a 1, 1, negative 1, negative 1, negative 2, but he had a cool of 1. So he's going to be at a stress of 1. Oh, he keeps the cool, but he loses, he's now at a 0 for sub and negative 1 for air. And he gets a noise management of 1 and an extra repair. So that's good. So the rinse goes up to green. And we're really close to promoting everything else, but the Carl Vinson is now up to skilled. They're going to get 5 squads. Barely used them. So he's, because of his cool, he's back down to 0. So now here are, I've got Bunker Hill has 2 stress. The Fletcher has 2 stress. The Rents has 1 stress. And the Reuben James has 2 stress. Okay, so these guys are close to, oh, he has 1. These guys are close to being stressed out, which is okay because I got a good leader for that. All right, so that's 6 victory points. And I'm going to get 26 points. I got 4 from one of the missions. So that is 30. All right, so we'll use my last torpedoes to finally kill that and survive the enemy wolf pack. And so here is a target card. If I pull another wolf pack, you know this is legit because top card, enemy minefield. Holy moly, that is totally new to me. I'm gonna have to look up the rules on that and come back with mission number 2. Okay, I forgot to pull these event cards. Commander kill check, didn't matter. Fleet resupply, or actually I missed out on that, so I could have had 2 more or 4 more torpedoes, but I lost out. And then I got 4 extra SOs for that. So I put it into my SO count, and I got a Minesweeper, got a Corsair, and 6 R84s there, 6 ASROCs, 4 84s, 6 torpedoes, 2 84s, 2 84s, and sonar buoys. So that's how I'm going to start mission 2.